up, everybody? My name is Amy, and this is the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome to the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. My name is Amy. Welcome to my show. I hope everyone is having a better Saturday afternoon than I am. It decided to come a huge storm about 10 minutes ago. And so while preparing to do this live broadcast, I had to run outside. I had to throw my rafts and stuff in my storage tent so they wouldn't blow away and buckle some other things down. I had to run down to the mailbox real quick and get my Temu order out and all that kind of stuff. And so I hope that y'all are going to be able to hear me okay. I have my headset on. So, let me know if I'm too loud. Let me know if it's too staticky or I can't hear you or you can't hear me, whatever. Like I said, it decided it wanted to come a monsoon 10 minutes ago. And so I had to rush around and do all that and get back in to start this live broadcast. And got one of my new baby kittens up here with me in the bed. I named this one Jelly Roll. This is my cats, Summer and Rosie and Gabby. All three had kittens. And so I've got some kittens that I've got to find good homes. And anyway, one of them wanted up here in the bed with me, was sitting there crying. So he's laid up here with me. He's so cute. I named him Jelly Roll. And then I got one that I named Bunny. So I got one that I named PK after Paris Jackson. That stands for Paris Catherine, is what PK stands for. But anyway, well, guys, I tell you what. Yesterday I went to Walmart and it's getting to the point to where I can't even go out in public anymore because people are so fucking rude. People only care about themselves. They only care about what they need to go in the store and do. They don't have any respect for anybody else. They don't have any respect for disabled people who are on riding carts. People are just mowing you down, whether it's Walmart or Target or Dollar General, wherever you go. People are just mowing you over to do what they got to do, and they have no respect for anybody. I unfortunately had to cuss a woman out yesterday in Walmart. Oh, yes, I went full Don Wells on this bitch. She's standing in front of the meat aisle, you know, where all the lunch meat and stuff is at. And that part of the aisles are pretty big. You know, there's plenty of room for someone who's standing there that I can drive a cart around that person. You know, unfortunately, I have a screwed up back. I have fibromyalgia. I have serious nerve damage, and I cannot walk all over that store. You know, and I learned as a kid, because my mother was disabled, that people not only stare at disabled people, you know, they're just rude. And this woman, she's standing there in the middle of the aisle, and I'm looking for the bacon because I planned on making baked beans for Dolly Vision's event for Summer's Day in Tennessee, which has now been canceled. So I'm looking for the bacon so I can make these beans, and I'm tootling down through there on my cart, and this woman, and I'm trying to go around this woman, okay? And instead, she just shuffles around in front of me and just stands there, and it says, "Excuse me, you need to slow down, and you need to da da da." I'm like, "You need to kiss my fucking ass, bitch." Oh yeah, I'm in no mood to play today. I am in no mood to play with anybody else anymore. I'm sick of people in the public. I'm sick of fucking people on YouTube. I am sick of people in general. And I am pissed and I am mad. Hello, Evelyn Stevens. How are you? Glad to have you. But I am just over it with people and their rudeness and their selfishness and their crap. But anyway, yeah, I went full-blown Don Wells on this bitch in Walmart yesterday. Because one of the problems that I have is that people look at me and I guess they think I'm way younger than what I am. And B, you know, I don't have a cast on my leg. I don't have scars on my knees. I've got, you know, that are visible to see. I've got plenty of scars from my injuries and surgeries and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'm not walking around Walmart naked for you to see them all. So I get people that look at me and they don't think I'm disabled. They just think I'm lazy riding around on a cart in Walmart. And, you know, like I said, it's assumption. People assume stuff. And actually, this is not the first time I've cussed somebody out in Walmart for being disrespectful to me. But you know what? I don't owe anybody any explanations. But yeah, I am just over it. You know, I live way out in the country, and therefore there's no cops out here. So, you know, and some days I just like to tootle, you know, the speed limit or even under the speed limit, you know, and just take in the view out here where I live. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. The mountains, the trees, the foliage, you know, the lake, the sky, the clouds. It's beautiful out here. And every time I look up, I've got somebody tailgating my ass. And it just pisses me off. You know, because they're in some kind of damn hurry to get somewhere. People are just rude, and all they care about is themselves. Hi, Dana Lynn. How are you? Good to have you. So, I'm really, really upset. Dolly Vision went live earlier and has decided to cancel the cookout that he was planning on having in Kingsport on June 15th. 2023, which is will be the 2-year anniversary of the day that Summer Wells went missing. Now, you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't feel that it matters if people acknowledge June 15th, which is the day that Summer went missing, whether they acknowledge her birth date. I don't think it matters because it's about honoring Summer. You know, I mean, like when someone dies, you know, we have family gatherings, the church and friends and people send food to your house, and you know, and people come out to the house and they gather and socialize, and it's all to support, you know, a family, and it's all to support, you know, the loved one who has died. And you know, I don't know how people do it on the East Coast or the West Coast or up in the North, but here in the South, that's how we do things. And so whether or not we were going to gather on Summer's birthday, or whether we were going to gather on June 15th, the day that she went missing, or whether we were going to gather on Halloween, I don't think it matters. It was my intentions to go to this event being held by Dolly Vision because I like Dolly Vision. I watch Dolly Vision's channel. I don't always have the same opinions and agree on the same things with Dolly, but at the end of the day, he and I have the same goal in mind, and that's justice for Summer Wells. That's to find Summer Wells. It's justice for all of these victims in all of these cases. And but unfortunately, there's a bunch of haters out here. And, you know, unfortunately, Dolly Vision and Bullhorn Betty and Molly Golightly and I think Laura over at Perplex QT, I know she's been a victim. JLR's a victim. Several people are victims of these haters. And these are people that devote every waking minute of their life to getting on the internet to bring you the report. Oh my God, y'all, Bullhorn Betty said this. Oh my God, y'all, you won't believe what Dolly Vision did. Oh my God, these people are just so terrible. These people are awful, and they are grifting, making money off these victims and these missing children. Get over your fucking self, people. Does your life suck so bad that you are obsessed with people on the internet that you don't even know, that you devote every single day of your life to hating them? Not only are you hating them, you are hating them and spreading hate off the backs of these victims, whether it be Summer Wells, whether it be Kaylee Gonzalez, whether it be Monkey Vaughn, whether it be Cody Bigsby or Harmony Montgomery or Gabby Petito or whoever it may be. You're spreading hate to people off the backs of these victims. So what makes you think you are any better than what you say people like Betty and Dolly and Molly and them are doing? What makes you think you're even better? I really want to know. I really want to know what makes you think that spreading hate is any better than standing in front of someone's house with a bullhorn demanding justice for a 2-year-old little boy. whose remains are lying in a dumpster because his own mother beat him to death and threw him in a dumpster. What makes you think you're any better to send some crazy woman down there to instigate trouble, or someone dressed up like a clown to instigate trouble? I truly want to know what makes you think you're any better than what you say Dolly and Betty and Molly and all them are. Please let me know. David Collin, can I say something? Because if I say anything and it's not what you believe, you will attack me. And no, say your piece, David. Everybody say your piece. That's what this is for. Let's talk about this. Because I am terribly upset. I made plans to go to Kingsport for Summer Wells. Let me see. I never said Summer Wells was dead. I did not say Summer Wells was dead. What I said was, we here in the South, for instance, when our loved ones have died, this is what we do. So no, I never said Summer was dead. I'm just saying it doesn't matter what day it is that we choose to honor Summer. Because of what Granda said when asked by a friend, she asked Granda, what about Summer? And she said to her good friend that she's safe. Now, okay, well, you know what? That's great, David. I do hope Summer's alive. And I do hope she is doing fine and she is doing well and she's not with some crazed pedophile kidnapper. I hope that she is. But, when on Facebook and things like that, we do stuff. We post a picture of our mother. Today, my mother died 20 years ago. I still love and miss her, or, even I acknowledge the date of my friends being murdered. I acknowledge the day of my parents passing away, my grandparents passing away, other friends passing away. I acknowledge their birthdays. It's just something that we do. There's really no explanation for it, because maybe Don and Candace don't know what Granda said. I don't know anything about that. I don't get in the middle of I'm not on a personal level with Don and Candace because and what their family dynamics are, and I don't even know if Grandis is living there with them or what. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just don't get in the middle of their personal business. Hunter was at the house that day. He left that. Oh, well, I don't know anything about any of that either. What I do know is that I made plans to meet up with people I refer to as friends that I have made here on the internet. That if I don't talk to them on a daily basis on the internet, in their chats or on their channels, or it might be through private messenger, it might be here on my channel, it might, or at least once a week. But it was my plan to meet up with people that I thought, think of as friends in Kingsport on the day that Summer went missing, and to do something to honor Summer and to remember Summer. I have been working very hard on making a bunch of stuff for Summer and making things to leave there at Warrior State Park in memory, in loving honor of Summer. I had made a beautiful deco mesh wreath that it was my intention to give to Dawn and Candace. I made plans to chip in and with Dolly and make baked beans, for the cookout. Just a lot of things. But like I said, it was my intentions to meet up with people I call friends that I've made on the internet, and us do something together as a group to honor that little girl. Nothing more, nothing less. If I want to meet Betty, I'll carry my ass to Florida and meet her. I know where she lives. If I want to meet Dolly, I'll haul my ass to Virginia and go meet him. I know where he lives. Well, I don't know where he lives, but I'm sure it's not too hard to find out. I was not going there for no meet and greet with YouTubers. I was going there to meet up with friends that I've made on the internet, that we all had the same common goal and same love for a little missing girl. But no, people have to ruin it. Well, David, honey, that's part of the investigation, and I don't keep up with what Hunter is saying and what who and all them are saying. I don't. These other YouTubers that Don and Candace go on their panels every night and all that crap, I don't listen to those channels. I don't watch those channels or anything like that. So, there's just a lot of it that I don't keep up with, unfortunately. Yeah, the parents said they're not going. No one was going with any intentions of being ugly to Don and Candace. They were invited to Dolly's event. They were welcomed at Dolly's event. Like I said, this is about Summer Moon, Utah Wells, and the kind and thoughtful things that we wanted to do to honor her. But now that has all been ruined by a bunch of haters who sit on their computers every single day and watch Dolly and Betty and Molly's channels and Laura and everybody every single day, waiting to pick apart every single word they say. They're not doing a damn thing to garner justice for anyone. And guess what else they're doing? They're making money off spreading that hate. They're making money off trying to destroy the life of Jimmy Jam Dolly Vision. They are trying to destroy the life of Andra Griffin, Bullhorn Betty. They're trying to destroy the life of Jonathan Lee Riches and Mariska Zadinsky. Why? Jealous much? Exactly. Why aren't you doing anything constructive for these victims? Why aren't you doing anything constructive for Summer Wells instead of making money off of Summer Wells' name by spreading hate? I'm curious to know. Hi, Eve. How are you? It's good to see you. I kind of thought you might have left me. I don't know what's going on with another situation and another creator, but I was afraid maybe you had left me, and I'm glad to see you here. The ones that actually put effort into trying to find out what exactly. you know. Um, and while I may have my thoughts or opinions on Don and Candace, I am old enough and mature enough, and my mother raised me better than to know that there is a time and place for things. And June 15th was not the time and place to go to Tennessee and go do anything ugly to Don and Candace or be ugly to Don and Candace. It was about going and meeting up with friends and honoring that little girl. Now, there are some other YouTubers that are having events as well. I don't follow those channels. I don't watch those channels. I have never watched Chasing Truth. I'm not going to stand here and say I dislike her. I just have never watched her channel. Nana for Life, I see her in chat. Don't really know that much. To my understanding, there's some other YouTubers who are having an event there that day. They're getting together. And they are YouTubers that I actually used to follow, but unfortunately I stopped following them because I disagreed with the people that they chose to get involved with, which was Benny Keys. I do not like Benny Keys. I will not ever like Benny Keys, and I do not want nothing to do with Benny Keys. But if people want to have, be involved with Benny Keys, then go on with your bad self. But I don't want any part of it. There's a lot of things I can overlook. There's a lot of things I can accept. There's differences of opinions I can deal with. But there is nothing about Benny Keys that I would ever want anything to do with him. I even tried to force myself to like that dude and couldn't do it. Sorry, ain't happening. So, but, unfortunately, these haters and these people that are trying to destroy Dolly and other creators have already started their crap. I don't know to what extent they've gone to and what they've done. Dolly hasn't really gotten into a lot of the details, really, of what swayed and changed his mind, other than the fact that, yes, that mess happened in Georgia. But guess what? That mess was intentionally instigated to try and hurt Dolly, to get him in trouble, to get him put in jail. It was intentionally antagonized. Don't even try to deny it. We all know it. We all saw it. We've all seen the videos. We all watched it live happen. Plain and simple. You ain't got a leg to stand on either when this mess all does finally go to court. So, for someone to go to an event and to start trouble in the name of a victim. And when someone did try to have a meet and greet, what'd they do? They showed up. They was going to start a fight and start crap in a public restaurant with people, and so the manager had to tell everybody to leave. So sad that people are that pathetic. So I had made I had painted a bunch of stones that I was calling wishing stones that I wanted to hand out and give it to everybody to toss into the pond there at the horse stables and make a wish for this missing little girl to be found. So now what I've decided to do is that I guess I'm just going to keep it all here, and maybe I'll just throw the stones and stuff in my own little pond out here that I have in a private manner and make my own wishes for summer to come home. I'll hang this wreath on my wall here and enjoy it, and all the other stuff, you know, because, you know, even if I just went up there by myself, you know, didn't speak to a soul, you know, didn't go to any events, didn't do anything, just went up there to do my honor for summer and left. Why? So people can steal the stuff that I made from summer like they did last year? Why? So people can go out there and say, "Ooh, this is pretty. I'm taking this home with me. I'm taking this away from a little missing girl that someone. I'm taking this uh, beautiful item that someone left here at this park to away from a little girl that someone left to honor her because I'm stingy. I'm selfish. I think this is cool. I think I want to keep it." People, y'all are not doing anything but hurting summer. And I want to know why. I want to know why that you hate somebody so fucking bad that you want to hurt a little innocent girl. Hey, Miss Peacock. I like that idea where they twerk and hand out door prizes and give out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, I'm a crafter. And, you know, I was thinking of things to give away. It's not like they are like promotional merchandise. You know, none of the stuff says the Ruby Pearl Glamper on it. These are things that I hand crafted with Summer's name on them and painted and you know and things like that that I wanted to incorporate into the visual to honor Summer and to give to her. Was my intentions. Like I said, this is not like wasn't going to be, you know, Ruby Pearl Glamper merchandise that I was going to, you know, hand out or raffle off or anything like that. But I just want to know why. I just want to know why people think that it's okay to hurt other people in the name of a little girl who did nothing but love people. That little girl loved people. And she wanted to be loved. So I want to know why y'all want to hurt her so bad. I want to know why you haters want to hurt Summer Wells so bad. Because you're not hurting me. You're not hurting Dolly. You're not hurting Betty. You're not hurting anybody except for Summer Wells. You know, and to an extent, I understand why Don and Candace are afraid to come out because they're afraid of people starting their crap. Dolly was never going to allow that. I wouldn't allow it either. Because as I said, regardless of what I think might have happened to Summer, there's a time and place for it. And a day of honoring Summer is not the day to be lashing out at her parents for what may or may not have happened. You know, none of us know. And at this point, I have no faith, no hope whatsoever in Hawkins County or TBI. I've never met Ronnie Lawson in my life. I've never seen him face to face. The only thing I've seen him on is a phone screen. But the very first time I ever laid eyes on Ronnie Lawson, I knew who I was dealing with. I knew what kind of a person I was dealing with. Just like the shit right here in my own hometown that I've had to grow up with. Dirty, worthless piece of shit cops. I know all about them. And when the first time I laid eyes on Ronnie Lawson, I said, he's a good old boy. So I've just about given up hope that Summer is ever going to see any kind of justice, or that she's going to be found, whether she's found alive, whether she's found deceased. It's been 2 years. Where's the leads? Where is, where's the investigation? Do you have any leads? Do you have any suspects? What you got, Ronnie Lawson? Because I ain't heard nothing out of your mouth except for us YouTubers. And stay away from us YouTubers, and don't talk to or listen to any of us YouTubers. We're all full of shit. We don't know the facts. Why don't you give us the facts? Y'all hear that rumbling? Man, my whole RV is vibrating. That is crazy. Yes, please, everyone, hit that like button for me. I really, really appreciate it. I normally don't get into all this drama crap here on my channel, and I normally don't discuss it. But I tell you what, I am fired up, mad. I'm just so sick and tired of people in the public in general. If you missed the first half of my of this live and heard me talking about how I had to act like Don Wells and show my ass in Walmart, I'm not going to put up with people disrespecting me. Without facts, people don't have a choice but to. Exactly, Dana Lynn, exactly. But am I right or am I wrong? They have not given us nothing. Absolutely nothing. And as I said, Ronnie Lawson reminds me so much of my own sheriff's crooked ass that I've had to deal with over the years out of several different sheriffs, let me add. Out of several different sheriffs. I got about as much faith in him as I do at winning the Powerball. And guess what? I don't even buy Powerball tickets. So, these are the type of the people that are going to sit on their ass at their desk in that office and wait for you to come in and confess to something. They ain't investigating shit. I would love to know if the TBI, or Hawkins County for that matter, if they've even gotten any kind of credible tips that they have followed up on. Maybe they've gotten some credible tips, but they don't have enough for a search warrant, like to go search someone's house or someone's property or whatever, or, they just don't have enough information. They have given us absolutely nothing. All they've done is bitched about YouTubers coming to their town and causing a ruckus or whatever. That's how the good old boy system works. Especially when you got a bunch of shit to hide and cover up. You don't want anybody coming in and digging your skeletons out of the closet. Believe me. I mean, Ronnie Lawson's been covering up the fact that his own son was a pedophile. So, during this whole time, hey, Miss Peacock, even all we have is facts that Summer is missing. Yeah, that's all we know. Summer's missing. We don't have absolutely nothing. We don't even have anything concrete that they even believe happened to her, other than the fact that I have always felt that they believe Summer wandered off. The way they have gone about investigating this case and gone out there and done so many searches and stuff in the area, I feel that from day one, they've always believed that Summer simply wandered off, that she was not kidnapped, that nothing happened, with her and her parents or the boys or anything, or that there was any kind of an accident, that, that Summer did pass away and they covered it up, absolutely nothing. So, I just don't have any faith in those people. This ain't my first rodeo. Hell, I've been here in Arkansas for over 30 years begging for justice for my friends who were murdered. Still begging for justice in the West Memphis 3 case. Still begging for justice for Janie Ward, which we're never going to see. Got one young lady who's been missing for a few years that never found a trace of her here in Arkansas. Her name's Zadie Tolliver out of Prescott, Arkansas. Little girl got in a fight with her mother, walked out the door, was never seen or heard from again, or found hiding her hair of. But these small backwoods, towns and counties and stuff, they just don't, I don't know. They want to make fun of us. Oh, you watch too much CSI. You watch too much Law and Order and blah, blah, blah. Well, what are you doing? What investigating are you doing into this case? Murray has been missing for 30 years. Where is that at, Miss Peacock? We've still never found Morgan Nick. But you know what? The law enforcement is involved with Colleen Nick every single day. They've been involved with her every step of the way, and they have reached out to other resources over the years to do everything and whatever was possible to solve the disappearance of Morgan Nick. Oh, in New Hampshire? Oh, gosh. I don't know. Did she know Adam Montgomery? I tell you what, and in case y'all didn't know, Adam Montgomery was found guilty on all those gun charges. Oh, she was from Massachusetts. Adam Montgomery was found guilty on all his gun charges. So we'll see what sentence they give him. He's still yet to go to trial for the murder of his daughter, Harmony Montgomery, that's what I'm concerned about, is, the murder trial that will be coming up. But I'm at least glad that they have gotten him on these gun charges in case they are not able to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, whether or not Adam murdered little Harmony Montgomery or not, especially without a body. So, I do hope that, at least, even if he's, not found guilty in the murder of Harmony, that, he's at least going to be doing some time in jail over these guns. And considering that he is a career criminal, what's referred to as a career criminal, I'm sure that those will enhance the time. So, I don't know about New Hampshire and whether or not like they have, like a 3-strike law or anything like that. So, but at least he is going to go to jail for these gun charges. So, it's just a terrible, terrible, sad situation. I don't get it. I look at the faces of these little kids. I don't know, Dana Lynn. I haven't covered the Cody Bigsby case. Other creators have. I'm familiar with Cody Bigsby. I know what he looks. I know what the child looks like. And I pray for that baby. But that wasn't a case that I got real involved with. So yes, pray for Summer and all of the missing kids, because this is just horrible, and it's every single day that we are losing these children to the hands of their own parents. And I just don't get it. And unfortunately, I'm not going to get started on politics and the A word, but I do feel that because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, that we are probably going to unfortunately see a whole lot more deceased children in the near future. I know that's a subject that nobody likes. I certainly don't like it. I just see it as as a necessary evil, more or less. Unfortunately. So I got a feeling that there's more to come. Oh, I know. And think about how many missing kids there are that we don't even know about. It's just horrible. And I've seen where it took families getting involved and took volunteers getting involved to have to solve cases. We had a boy here, his name's Bo Ramsey, and he disappeared one day. And where he was found was right out past my grandmother's, my Mama Ruby's house. And every Saturday, his stepfather and mother and family members would be out there on Baxter Trail searching for Bo's remains. They knew he was out there somewhere because they had found his motorcycle, but it took forever to find his remains. And to this day, we still do not know the truth of what happened to Bo Ramsey. We don't know who killed Bo Ramsey. It was a terrible, unfortunate thing. He had been involved with some people, that were not so great people, because he had a drug addiction. You know what? I've been there. I did drugs back in the 90s. I'm not ashamed of it. Cleaned myself, grew up, cleaned up, and, got over it. I'm no saint, but no one deserves to be killed for it. And like I said, it took Bo Ramsey's family. It was a family friend who actually finally found his remains after months and months and months and months of searching out Baxter Trail. for him, which was, like I said, right down from my Mama Ruby's house. And every Saturday morning they were there like clockwork. You never saw a county sheriff's office car, though, sitting there. Just awful. Awful, awful. And I wanted to talk a little bit, too, about this situation with Brian Koberger and what's going on with him, and this trying to keep cameras out of the courtroom and trying to shut the media up and trying to shut the Gonzalez family up and shut their attorney up. Just shut everybody up. Let's all shut up so poor Brian Koberger can get a fair trial. Guess what? This ain't my first rodeo. This ain't my first trial. I've been watching trials. I am an O.J. Simpson OG, okay? I was watching the O.J. Simpson trial on like C-SPAN or whatever the hell it was back in the day. That was the very first televised trial I ever watched. I watched the O.J. trial every single day. Then I had to go to work at night at a club, at a bar. So, needless to say, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. He sure got a fair trial, though, didn't he? If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. I watched the trial for Clarence Thomas and the lady that made the accusations against him. I have watched numerous trials on television. And unfortunately, I found myself having to testify in a trial when I was 18 years old from a terrible thing that happened. And, it ain't no fun. But since we have moved into the age of social media and 24 round-the-clock media from whatever podunk, city, town, country, county, wherever you may be, I can find out what's going on in your town in a matter of seconds. And with the expansion of YouTube and now having YouTube true crime creators like myself who are covering and commentating on true crime cases and on trials and things that are going on, we're seeing a bigger media interest in these cases. I followed the Jodi Arias trial, and that things started to creep up even back then with defendants complaining about getting too much media coverage. Well, hell, Jodi, she would talk to any media personality that would have her. So, she was just as guilty of herself but it was all okay for Jodi to speak on her own behalf, but you didn't dare talk about her. Anyway, so, we're seeing now where all of these cases are dropping about cameras in the courtroom and too much media coverage on these cases. We're seeing it with Leilani Simon, Quentin Simon case. Leilani, I know they're trying to fight to keep cameras out of the courtroom. Lori Vallows Daybell, I covered that here on my channel. She fought to keep the cameras out of the courtroom. She also fought to try and keep Kay and Larry Woodcock out of the courtroom because they were to be called as witnesses. And after a legal battle over that, she lost, and Larry and Kay Woodcock were allowed to sit in the courtroom during her trial. Kay did testify and all, but in the situation with Brian Koberger, what they're determining is that apparently they plan to all give victim impact statements, which is not unusual, especially in a death penalty case. But the prosecution, the victims, and the defendant, and his own family and friends, everyone has the equal opportunity to get up and give victim impact statements on why or why not this guy should be locked up for the rest of his life, or whether, oh, we love him, he's a good, sweet boy, and, you shouldn't lock him up. Everyone has that opportunity. But because the victims' families will most likely be giving victim impact statements during the sentencing, they are not witnesses. They're not going to be called as witnesses. Unless they were to put one of them on the stand to establish that one of the girls was complaining about having a stalker. But other than that, there's nothing that these parents can get up and testify to. They weren't there. All they are going to plan on doing is giving victim impact statements at sentencing. But, they're really, really trying to put the screws to these victims' families. Hello, Phyllis Davis. How are you? They're really trying to put the screws to the Gonzalez family and the rest of the families, with all this gag order stuff and trying to keep cameras out of the courtroom and media out of the courtroom and spectators. I am all about a fair trial. I want people to get a fair trial. People deserve a fair trial. Because there are people that have been convicted of crimes that I don't believe they committed. Several people I know that have been convicted of crimes. They've been sent to death row. They've been sent to life in prison without parole, things like that. And I, in my opinion, do not believe the evidence points to them being guilty. So I'm all about wanting people to get a fair trial. But when you start in, stepping on the Constitution and stepping on the public's rights and the victims' families' rights and things like that, I got something to say. Because as long as Brian Kohberger was running the streets of the United States of America, my life was in danger, your life was in danger, Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, Xana, everyone's life was in danger. So yeah, I think I have a right to view this mofo's trial. But if so be it that my rights or your rights have to be stomped on in order for this mofo to get a fair trial, then so be it. But this is bullshit. Complete bullshit. And I'm angry. Like I said, we're seeing this a lot now with all these people wanting to fight to keep cameras and media and stuff out of the courtroom. And, you have to draw a ticket in order to get a seat in the courtroom, but you can't have a phone or a camera, or you can't do this, you can't do that, and blah, 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 blah. Complete horse shit, in my opinion. And I think that I said something on Betty's channel earlier today. I said, judges unite. I think that we're going to have to get some people from like the Supreme Court and, whoever, and they're going to have to sit down and come up with some kind of a reasonable way of doing things that not only protects the rights of the defendant to get a fair trial, but also protects the rights of the victims and the general public, that our rights are not stomped on. Because, it just isn't fair. It's not fair. And I think that they are going to have to come up with some kind. Now, in every state, all the laws are different, and this and that. Everything's different. So I think that they are going to have to come up with some type of a solution that applies to all cases, all trials in the entire United States. That they're going to have to come up with something a compromise that can be initiated in each and every case. You understand what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Phyllis, Sinful, Kansas Grill, Glue, live in town, live next to me, watch summer case and Brian case. You do not want your face on camera. Keep on doing right. Exactly. Absolutely. But you know what? When unfortunately, when you stand accused of a crime, that I have the right to know about it. And this no, like I said, I've been in true crime for over 30 years. My friends being murdered is what brought me into true crime back in 1987. But, over the years, I watch all crime shows. I watch Law and Order. I watch CSI. I watch Forensic Files, Unsolved Mysteries, Dateline, all these shows that I watch that are devoted to crime. And I'm sure you all do too, watch those shows. So we've all developed a passion for these cases and trials, and have a passion of, who did it, with what, and what room, and, and how they did it. As Mr. So-and-so with the candlestick in the library, we all want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And like I said, with so many crime shows out there and stuff like that, that has also, piqued everyone's interest into the world of true crime. Sorry. Don't blame me. I didn't choose true crime. True crime chose me. Yeah, Chris Watt. Yeah, I mean, what are we just not supposed to care about these people? We're not supposed to care about Shannon Watts? Are we not supposed to care about Bella and Cece? Are we not supposed to care about Summer? Are we not supposed to care about Kaylee Gonzalez and Maddie Bogan and Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle? Are we not supposed to care about Harmony Montgomery? Are we not supposed to care about Evelyn Boswell? Are we not supposed to care about Quentin Simon? Is that what you're saying? Our inquiring minds to want to see justice for these victims? We're not supposed to do that? Is that what you're saying? Complete horse shit, people. Complete horse shit. So, is there anybody that would like to come on a panel with me and talk about any of this? Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to talk about, or just chit chat about? We can. Michael Monkey Vaughn, exactly. I that poor baby. I don't know what in the world's going on there. It's just like I thought we were fixing to see an arrest. And I finally find out what happened to him, and then just bam. I don't know what went wrong. And but we're not supposed to care about him. We're not supposed to care about his family, and his parents who have been through complete hell over their missing child. What? Just so somebody, the person that did it can get a fair trial? That's, I don't know. I just don't. Not real crazy about that way of looking at it and that way of thinking. But so be it. If my rights have to be trampled on to get somebody convicted, and especially and somebody to get a fair trial, then so be it. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, I've been a long time advocate for Damian Eccles, Jesse Miss Kelly, and Jason Baldwin, known as the West Memphis Three. And had it not been for HBO coming to Arkansas to film those trials, when Bruce and Joe came to Arkansas to film those trials, they came here because they thought they were going to be doing a documentary about 3 teenage satanic worshipers that killed 3 little boys. And you know what they found out when they got here? I don't think them teenagers killed them 3 little boys. I think these kids are innocent. And those cameras being in that courtroom is what saved the life of Damian Eccles. The state of Arkansas, unfortunately, didn't get their wish to put him to death because Joe Berlinger and Bruce Sinofsky came here to Arkansas and filmed those trials and put it out to the world that, you know what? I don't think these kids are guilty. Now, you may have your own opinion about that case, and you can believe whatever you want to. I don't care. I know what I believe. I know that case backwards, forwards, upside down, sideways, and everything there is to know about that case. I've cried with those victims' families. I've cried with the teenagers' families. It's one case I'm very, very passionate about. But had it not been for those cameras in that courtroom, they would have killed Damian Eccles a long time ago. So you might want to think twice, because if you're on trial, convicted, if you're on trial for something and you truly aren't guilty, don't you want the rest of the public to know that? And wouldn't you want us to get behind you and say, hey, you know what? I don't think Brian Kohlberger's guilty. Maybe Kohlberger didn't do this. Wouldn't he want us to get behind him and support him if he's so innocent? I think I would. So, you know what? Only guilty people don't want a camera in their face. Only guilty people don't want to talk about it. That's just my opinion. Only guilty people stand silent. Yes, Eve, we sure do. We sure do. I tell you this, to sum all this up in general, to sum up what happened to me yesterday in town at Walmart, to sum up what's going on with Summer Wells and the case, and, and all these haters causing Dolly to cancel his event and everything, and causing us all not to go, to do something to honor Summer. This world is going to hell in a handbasket. and our rights are being trampled on every day. They say slavery is illegal. No, it's not. It's just a different kind of slavery. Just because we're not walking around with a ball and chain on our ankle doesn't mean that we're not all slaves and prisoners of the system and of the way that this world is becoming. It I don't know, and I have always said that the worst sin I could commit is to dishonor my mother, to dishonor my mama and papa, and to disorder even my dad, who wasn't much of a part of my life of growing up. But the people who were a part of my life and did help my mother raise me, I feel like one of the worst sins I could commit is to dishonor them by lowering myself to these people's standards. But you know what? My mother was always proud of me for standing up for myself. She was always proud of me for standing up for what I believed in and fighting for true justice in these cases. I don't want to get down in the dirt with the dogs, but if you want to drag me there, I will gladly go with you. But I don't want to do it. It's not how I was raised. And like I said, I just think that lowering myself to these people's standards, that's what I'm saying. I hear some of this chatter and I hear some of this talk. I heard some shit that was said about me. And I'm just thinking, you don't even know me. You've never watched my channel. You don't know a single thing about me. You didn't know I existed until I went up on someone's panel that you don't like. And then you want to start talking shit about me like you're, king of the road, king of the Summer Wells case, queen of YouTube or whatever. Nope. Y'all are nothing but pathetic pieces of shit. And the only thing you're doing is hurting these cases. You're hurting these victims. You're hurting Summer Wells. You're hurting the Idaho 4. You're hurting Quentin Simon. You're hurting Evelyn Boswell. You're hurting Harmony Montgomery. You're hurting whoever we choose to talk about or whatever case we decide to follow. You're hurting those people by what you're doing. You're pathetic pieces of shit, desperate housewives at home, miserable with your own husband, so you're pining after Benny Keys and Ernie Shell and a bunch of dudes on the internet and women that you're jealous of, like Molly and Betty. You ain't nothing but jealous. Plain and simple. So again, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything that they want to talk about or bring up? Or like I said, if there's someone who wants to come up on panel, I will drop a link. It's open and we can discuss it. Because like I said, I'm sick and tired of people's shit. Let's go, bitches. Let's go. Because I ain't putting up with it. I don't know what I've done to anybody, but I'm through trying to figure out people here on YouTube. I'm through trying to, be nice to people and, and be respectful. I will until you push me to not be. And that's what these people have done. They've woken the beast. They've woken the bitch. We need to get along and work together. Absolutely. That's a thing that I don't get, Eve. I don't get why people make these cases and make this thing a big competition. Unfortunately, I learned all about that crap before I ever even came to YouTube. I learned all that crap through a bunch of people on Facebook several years ago. And people will act like they are the head ramrod of a case and like they have some kind of an ownership, especially like over a cold case or anything like that. People want their 15 minutes of fame. And they, I just don't get it. Why, why we can't all get along for the greater good, because believe me, there's people that I don't always agree with them. I don't have the same opinions as they do. I might have the same opinion about this subject, but not the same opinion on that subject or whatever. But at the end of the day, the common goal is to find missing children and justice for these missing children and justice for these victims. So, I like I said, I don't always agree with everybody. But at the end of the day, we all have a common goal. So, it's rumbling again. I just don't, I don't understand it, but like I said, I got in, I found out, how people are several years ago on YouTube or on Facebook. And, and I like working with people. Working with other people and, being a team player and things like that. I don't need to hog the spotlight. I don't need to hog all the attention. I don't need to get all the credit. But I will give credit where credit is due. And I expect people to give me credit where my credit is due. I'm not out here stealing anybody's content. I'm not out here live streaming somebody's live stream to have some shit to talk about. Oh, see what so-and-so just said? Oh my God, did you hear what he said? Oh, did you see in the chat where so-and-so was saying this? Yeah. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get a life. If you devoted as much attention to these cases and putting out information about these cases or discussing these cases, having commentary on these cases, or put as much attention into out here searching for missing kids or something, think of what you could accomplish. But no, you devote your every waking hour to what someone else is doing, and because you don't like them. I really don't get it. Reality TV has moved to YouTube, unfortunately. And I just don't get the drama. Talk about Kim Kardashian. Talk about Kylie Jenner. That's what they want you to do. Those people want you to talk about them, good or bad. They want you to talk about them. Why are you talking shit about people who are out here trying to do something for the greater good? Please explain it to me and what greater good that does for these missing children. Tell me, how does hating on Dolly or hating on Bullhorn Betty or Molly Golightly, how does that help find Summer? How does that help get justice for Summer Wells? I really wish you people would explain that to me. Because apparently there's just something I just don't get, that I just don't understand. Hi, on the sidelines. How are you? Good to see you here. Please, everybody, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. I do want to grow my channel. My channel's not monetized. I don't flash a cash app or anything like that. I've been doing this a long time. I've pounded the pavement in the cold, rain, heat, snow, sleet. Yeah, you name it. But I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to be a grifter or whatever, like, and I'm certainly not here to make money by spreading hate. I'm very passionate about true crime. I've been passionate about true crime for many, many, many years. I cannot even begin to tell you all the cases that I have done in-depth studying about. I also have 3 years of criminal justice education, as well as 3 years of journalism education. For anybody who wants to know. Yeah, if I don't like the channel, I just don't like it. Me either. I just don't follow them. I just don't follow them. There are some people's channels on here that, like, there's some creators that I'm well aware of who they are. Well aware of who they are. I have never followed them and never will follow them. Because when I first came to YouTube, I went in and out of some different chats and tested the waters and stuff. And I saw real quick, who was who and who I wanted to be involved with and who I liked and didn't like. And, I've seen a lot of ugly shit go down. I've seen a lot of ugly stuff done to people, and I've seen these people on a daily basis, every single day, devote their entire lives into trying to destroy other people. And I just don't get it. Your mama must be so fucking proud of you. I am so glad that shit makes your mama proud, because it damn sure wouldn't make my mama proud. Phyllis, we are going to have divine intervention for Summer because you're not plead guilty. We'll give up no matter Summer, no peace. Great. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you so much. I do always enjoy having you here, and you are just always so sweet and nice to me. And I just, another thing about the whole Summer case that just eats me up every single day is I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to say. I don't know who the hell to lash out at or scream at or kick somebody's ass or whatever. But I'm tired of seeing every day we don't know where that little girl is. We don't know what happened to her. and we don't know that she's ever going to get justice. You know, and it just sucks. I have come to love that little girl. She looks just like my Ashley when Ashley was that age. And I just don't get it. I don't really get her parents. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with Ronnie Lawson. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with TBI. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with Don and Candace. And I don't understand what's wrong with these fucking haters out here. I just don't know what to do anymore. I just want to see that little girl found, no matter what the circumstances are at this point, whether she's still with us or not. I want her found, and I want the people who are responsible for her disappearance to be punished. And I don't care who that person is or people are that are responsible for her disappearance. I want them punished. But to have to sit every single day and not know. You know, little Morgan Nick has been missing since the 90s, and we've not found a single trace of her. Mercedes Tolliver's been missing since 2017. We've never found a single trace of her. Over 30 years of no justice for Kevin and Don and Keith and Jeff and 30 years of no justice for Stevie and Christopher and Michael and Damien and Jason and Jesse trying to clear their name. Like I said, I'll go to my deathbed screaming from the rooftops for justice, but I just don't know what to do anymore. You know, because it's not like I can go out and arrest somebody. I can't actually go and insert myself into the investigation. And I'm sick and tired of watching Ronnie Lawson and the TBI sit on their ass. Back when Susan Smith killed her 2 kids, they believed her lie about the carjacking for a couple of days. They investigated it and they saw that there was no way that the story she was giving them could be right. And they interrogated her and she confessed to what she did. I just had never felt like Hawkins County and the TBI were doing all that they could do. No, they're just like my county. They want to sit on their ass and say, oh, and what I call hide behind the law. Oh, we don't have the right to go search so-and-so's property. Oh, we don't have the right to question so-and-so. Oh, we can't do that, or we can't do this, or bullshit. Bullshit. I know people that have been chained to a chair with a motorcycle helmet on their head and had the shit beat out of them in the county jail. Don't tell me you can't do shit. That bull. Like I said, I know a dirty cop. I know a dirty cop when I see one. And Ronnie Lawson's going to sit on his ass and he's not going to do shit about Summer. But to whoever knows the truth about summer, to the person or persons who know what happened to summer, let me tell you this. You've got a lot of explaining to do to the man upstairs. You can't just say, I'm sorry. Okay, here's your ticket to heaven. It don't work like that. You might think it does, but it don't. You are going to have to answer for what you did. And you're going to have to explain to the man upstairs what you did. And you have to live with what you did every single day. And I know there's some evil fucking people in this world and they don't care. They don't care who they hurt in this world. Burn in hell. That's all I got to say to you is burn in hell. Because that's where you're going to go. Well, y'all, excuse me. I think I'm going to call it a day and do what I normally do on Saturday afternoons, which is lay in bed and watch Law and Order SVU reruns. Maybe watch a movie, something. Obviously, it's going to pour down rain the rest of the day, so no tan time, Ruby, today, unfortunately. I know, Eve, I know. It's just so infuriating. Like I said, this ain't my first rodeo. I've been raging for 30 years for justice for people. And more people just keep getting added to my list of people that I am raging for justice for these people. And it just seems like, somebody wants to throw a monkey wrench into everything. Whether it be the courts, the judges, the lawyers, prosecutors, defense attorneys, parents, sheriffs, assholes, who just want to cause trouble. Get a life. Get 9 of them. Grow up. This is serious. But everybody, just be nice. Why is it so hard to be nice? I don't get it. What is wrong with people today that people are so selfish and so mean and so nasty and so rude? And all they care about is them damn selves and what they need to accomplish or what they got to accomplish or what they got to buy in the store. What is wrong with people? This world has gone to shit. Pure shit. And it's sinking further into the depths of shit every day. That's why I'm so glad I have my little slice of heaven out here in the backwoods of Arkansas on the lake. I can walk around outside in my t-shirt and my underwear. I can walk around outside in my bikini bathing suit with my fat ass hanging out, and nobody cares and nobody says a word. And it's peaceful and it's quiet and I don't have to deal with anybody. And I love it. Anyway, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I want to thank you for joining me today, Eve, and on the sidelines, and Phyllis, and everyone that has come into the chat today. I enjoy having you all here. And if this was your first time popping in, like I said, please hit the subscribe button. I do want to grow my channel. I do talk about a lot of true crime cases here on my channel. And if those cases interest you, then pop on by and let's talk and discuss these cases. And, you know, let's get justice for these people. But everyone, our motto here at the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast is go out into this world every day. Don't depend on anybody else to do it for you. You do it yourself. First of all, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. That's what our Bible teaches us. Be the change that you wish to see in this world. As Michael Jackson said, it starts with the man in the mirror. Peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
What's happening, y'all? If you're looking for a fab true crime podcast, then get up off of that thing and boogie on over to the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast, where we give you the lowdown on all things true crime. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Catch you on the flip side.